What's up, everyone? My name is Michael DeLu. All right, and I want to thank you for even clicking on this episode of my podcast. Before I get to the episode, I would just like to ask that if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, comment on the video because it helps me tremendously in obtaining my long-term goals. All right, enjoy the episode.
Let's go! My name is Michael DeLu, and you are listening, watching, tuned in to Pull Up the Tape. All right, let's get it. Today is Tuesday, October 15th. Today is episode 70. Episode 70 of Pull Up the Tape. And I have a really great podcast plan, and I'm going to just jump right into it, honestly. Today's Tuesday, so you know what happened the night before. Monday Night Football, all right? So we had a very, very, very big, critical AFC West showdown that took place in Inglewood, California at SoFi Stadium. And let's get right into it. So the Los Angeles Chargers defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 28-14. And there's like so much good we can unwrap from this game. And obviously the biggest one, and I want to say might, because you don't really know a team. It's much easier to predict a team's, trajectory after 8 games than rather 4. You know what I mean? There's still some teams playing trick or treat. You know what I mean? Some of them got exposed this week, the Broncos. But nevertheless, after yesterday's win, the Chargers might be the real deal. And I say might because I'm more inclined to give them to say they are the real deal, but I still have to reel it back and say might because the sample size isn't too big. But the reason why I say might be the real deal is because good teams, which I think they are, find multiple ways to win a game. That's what good teams do. When your number one option is taken away, or when you're when things aren't going your way, can you adjust on the fly and can you still win games? If your number one receiver isn't getting off, if your number one running back isn't getting off, if your quarterback isn't looking the sexiest, can you still win games? And for the Chargers last night, it was a bit of, I wouldn't say Justin Herbert wasn't getting off, but this was probably the most unconventional win I've ever seen the Chargers get in the past 2 seasons. And the reason why being Justin Herbert wasn't sitting in the pocket over 40 times airing that hoe out. That didn't happen at all. I wouldn't say that didn't happen at all, but that wasn't the Chargers' recipe for success last night. Their recipe for success was they rode the coattails of their defense, which has been playing lights out the past 2 games. Let me not say lights out, but their defense has showed up in the most critical points of yesterday and the game last week when they beat the Chiefs. And this week, their running game came to play. Like I said, Justin Herbert didn't have to throw the ball all around the field because they mustered up. I'm pretty sure this is a season high, 164 yards on the ground off 30 carries. And the majority of those carries were from Austin Eckler. Oh my fucking God, he looked amazing last night. Most of the Chargers wins last season was, okay, we have Justin Herbert, let's air it out. Let's hope our defense can make a stop and we possibly win a shootout. But that's not what happened yesterday. Justin Herbert was, I don't want to call him a game manager because in the first half he looked incredible. Like I said, first half he looked incredible. 3 touchdown passes. They were up 21-0. They 21 fucking skunked the Raiders by halftime. And everything looked like it was going to go the Chargers' way, which it eventually did. But like I said, they didn't have to rely on Justin Herbert's arm to win the game. They established the run. Their defense made key stops in the second half, and it was a complete team win. I can't remember or single out a specific game where I feel like the Chargers defense played a critical part in them winning the game. Yesterday they did. Like I said, they blanketed the fucking Raiders. They 21 skunked the Raiders. If you 21 skunk a team in Madden and whatever, that's a complete team. That means both sides of the ball were bringing their fucking A game. That's incredible. Shout out to the Chargers. I'm always happy to see the Chargers get wins at SoFi Stadium because of the simple fact that I feel like the Chargers it's quite obvious. The Chargers don't get most Charger games at SoFi Stadium are not Charger home games. Let's keep it real, especially not yesterday. Yesterday was a Raider home game. You have to remember the Raiders used to be in Los Angeles way the fuck back when. So they have loyal fans that never left. So anytime that even when the Chargers are playing in Dignity, which is where the LA Galaxy play, most of the games there were the opposing team's home games. It's sick. So I fuck with anytime the Chargers are able to get wins at home. That's only growing their fan base because they deserve it. Okay. Last 2 wins were and I had to give the Chargers their roses, their flowers, their everything, because the last 2 wins were extremely impressive. Over the last 2 weeks, they have played like a complete team. You have to be a complete team if you're gonna beat the Chiefs, and especially beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Last 2 weeks, they played like a complete team. The defense has stepped up and not only did they step up, they drastically shut down 2 of the best offenses in the NFL. The Raiders came into yesterday's game as the number 1 offense in terms of yardage. They were averaging almost 400 yards per game, and we already know what the Chiefs are. We already know what the Chiefs are. In critical moments of the game, both weeks, the Chargers defense stepped up. They deserve flowers. They deserve roses. They honestly deserve it all. Okay, the Chargers defense. Kudos to you, Nazir. Never mind. I don't know anybody's names off the top of my head. Like I know Kenneth Murray. I know Uchenna Nwosu, Joey Bosa, Asante Samuel Jr., Nazir Little, if I'm not mistaken, Derwin James. They got some boys that could play. All right. So to get into yesterday's game, the first half, the Chargers skunked the Raiders. Justin Herbert threw 3 touchdown passes. In the past 2 games, Justin Herbert has had 7 house calls. 7 house calls, 0 interceptions. As opposed to the first 2 weeks of the season where he had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The past 2 games, 7 house calls and 0 interceptions. Okay. Austin Eckler, like I said, was amazing. He was stable. He was able to establish himself as a force in the run game. He was hitting shit. He was dragging people. Like the Raiders defense didn't know what to do. Like the first half, they got smacked in the mouth. They didn't know what to do. And once again, I want to credit the Chargers defense. I know a lot of people are going to give Justin Herbert his praise and the offense, but the defense played very, very good football. Kudos to the defense. That was probably their most complete. That's probably the best game they've played as a unit. But I still will have to give it to, well, in terms of the stats and how many yards they gave up and points, whatever, it was yesterday. But the week before that, their performance was very, very impressive. So shout out to the defense. Let me get into the stat box. Justin Herbert, 25 of 38, 25 of 38, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns. Austin Eckler, 15 carries, 117 yards. Jared Cook, oh my God, 6 receptions for 70 yards. Keenan Allen, 7 receptions, 36 yards. And that goes into what I was saying earlier when I first started the podcast. Can you win a game when your number 1 receiver isn't getting off, when your number 2 receiver isn't getting off? Because Mike Williams didn't have a great game either. I mean, they were trying to force feed Keenan Allen the ball, and I mean, it was. I don't want to say it was working because, like I said, he has 7 targets. Because usually on most games, 7 targets for 7 catches for Keenan Allen means at least 90 yards. At least 90 yards with a score. But that didn't happen yesterday. And they were trying to force feed him the ball. At least 90 yards. This is for sure his season low. 36 yards, that's not, ooh, man. I mean, there's still 10 points in the PPR league for those people who have Keenan Allen on their fantasy team. But like I said, can you win a game when when let's say your number 1 running back didn't have 100 yards, or your number 1 receiver didn't go off for over 100 or $150, or your quarterback didn't throw for 400 or 350 or even 300? Can you win a game? And yesterday, the Chargers showed they could do that, and they could do that amongst a team within their division that is also one of the best teams in the AFC. So again, credit to the Chargers offense, credit to the Chargers as a whole, but also want to give a big shout out to Jared Cook. Oh my God, it seemed like in the most critical plays of the game, the Chargers put the ball in Justin Herbert's hand, and he found Jared Cook wherever the fuck he was at. Jared Cook, great pickup by the Chargers. Amazing pickup by the Chargers, man. That guy can ball. He can play. He can flat out play. He's a mismatch for defenders. He's a mismatch for DBs. He can play. The fourth and two catch where it was a delay. It seemed like a pick play, whatever. Nevertheless, they got the matchup that they wanted, Justin Herbert finds Justin Cook, Jared Cook on the sideline for the conversion. And after that play, you can honestly see, yeah, the Raiders are not going to win this game. That play was like the make or break play for the Raiders. If they were going to win the game and come back, because the score was 21-14, it was going to be that play. As I said, very deflating for the Raiders because they were able to come back and put the game within one score reach. But the very next possession after the Raiders scored with the Darren Waller touchdown, Justin Herbert led them down the field. Like I said, 4th and 2, they were able to convert, and then eventually they moved the ball down the field, and Austin Eckler punched it in, and that was the ball game. So, credit to the Chargers. Salute to the Chargers. Like I said, I love when the Chargers are able to pick up wins at home. Justin Herbert continues to show us that he is him. And big credit to the Chargers coaching staff. Oh my God, they coached a great game. Great game. Oh man, I was honestly surprised. Like it's crazy because I mean, just last year the Chargers were dookie chips. Like I mean, credit to Justin Herbert. You can see the growth, the maturation. He looks comfortable. He's commanding the offense. He's him. The Chargers have a stud on their hands, and it looks like they have a quarterback that can battle Patrick Mahomes for the next 10 years. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I keep stuttering in today's episode. That's bad. But nevertheless, very great game on Monday Night Football. Very great game. I can't complain. It was close. And at the very end, the Chargers were able to come away with the victory. Credit to them. Like I said, it's just really important to note that this is really a big and monumental win for the Chargers because a game like this, I honestly feel like last season they would have lost. When that 4th and 2 play really took all the momentum from the Raiders away, and the Chargers were able to take that and put the game away. On the fact of the Raiders, okay, let me get to the Raiders. All right, so pick this. The Raiders got off, and I'm gonna sum this up as quickly as possible. Not as quickly as possible, as thorough and as concise as possible. I'm a thoroughbred. I like to be thorough with everything I do. The Raiders got off to a horrible start, a very slow start, and unfortunately, this time they did not have enough juice to pull off the comeback. That's simply what it boils down to. They started off terrible. Like I said, they were getting donutted at half, 21-0, and we all know that the Raiders are a slow-starting team. I don't know what the hell it is about the Raiders that they like to give their fans heart attacks or have it to where, it looks like they're going to get ran out the game. But somehow in the second half, they're able to come back and make some noise. But that's not a very, very good way to operate as a team. That's not a very good way to operate in life. It's specifically not in the fucking NFL. Like, it's never a good idea to go down 3 scores on the road or at home. It's never an idea to go down 3 scores to any team, let alone a bad team, let alone a good team. Okay, so the fact that they were able to do that just I don't know. As I was watching the game, I was like, the Chargers are not the fucking Dolphins. The Chargers are not. I don't know who else did the Raiders beat. The Raiders beat the Dolphins. I know they beat the Ravens. I'm not too sure who else they beat, but again, going down 3 scores is just a recipe for a disaster. They're a slow-starting team, and, they do rev it up in the second half, but unfortunately yesterday they were not. They were able to, but like I said, that 4th and 2 conversion, it just killed any chance of them being able to win the game. But it is important to note that the main reason, like I said, the main reason why the Raiders were lost is because when you go down that many scores, like when you go down 3 scores, you're down 21, you're down fucking 14, you're down 28, you do not have the luxury of accessing your entire playbook. When you're down multiple scores, you have to you become one-dimensional because you can't sit there and run the ball and waste the clock. You have a game you're trying to get into. that limits your playbook, that limits the type of sets you can run, that limits the formations you can run, that puts your offensive line at a horrible disadvantage because they're in pass protecting situations every fucking down. Your running back becomes essentially useless. The running game was getting shut down to begin with. They only mustered up 60 yards of fucking offense on the ground from Josh Jacobs. So credit to Chargers defense because they were clamping all that shit up. Oh, Chargers defense were on these niggas like white on rice. Oh my God, went out there like a pack of crazed dogs. I was like, what's up? Who need that? We bitch slapping niggas today in Inglewood. So what? That's what the fuck I saw on Monday night. So like I said, they didn't have the luxury of their entire playbook because they're already down multiple scores. So when you're in that situation, what do you have to do? Air this hoe out. And that's what they had to do. So, the Raiders were not able to appear to look like a complete offense because of the situation that, they got down early. As I said before, it's unfortunate for the Raiders because maybe if the score wasn't too much, maybe if the gap wasn't too much, they could have won. But like I said, unfortunately, they dug themselves into too big of a hole that they weren't able to bounce back from, and they lost. Simply put, Derek Carr, pedestrian, 21 of 34, 196, 2 touchdowns, an interception that damn near sealed the game. I mean, the game was already sealed when Austin Eckler scored and became 28-14. Josh Jacobs, nothing, 13 carries, 40 yards, got bottled up. Correction, they had 60 yards of total offense on the ground. Josh Jacobs accounted for 40. Henry Ruggs, 3 catches, 60 yards. Darren Waller, 4 receptions, 50 yards. Hunter Renfrow, 6 receptions, 45 yards. Nothing too spectacular, honestly, from the Raiders. The offense didn't look in sync most of the game. Derek Carr had some missed throws. They came into the game yesterday as the number 1 offense in the league after 3 weeks. The Chargers didn't give a fuck about none of that. Chargers was like, yeah, none of that shit's flying today. No fly zone in here. We're clamping. And that's what they did, honestly. In the most crucial situations of the game, the Chargers defense stood up and socked the Raiders offense in the mouth. That's pretty much what happened. And yeah. Big win for the Chargers again. It's always big for the Chargers to win anytime they are able to win in Los Angeles. It helps them growing their fan base. It helps just tremendously. I am tired of seeing Charger home games look like a home game for the other team. So, as I said before, very, very big win for the Chargers. The Chargers look like at the moment they're the hottest team in the AFC West. I still don't think they'll win the AFC West. I do think they'll make the playoffs. I'm not saying I don't believe in the Chargers at all. I just believe in the Chiefs that much more, even though their defense looks atrocious. Oh my God. Even though their defense looks bad, I still believe that they'll win the division. They still have the best quarterback in the division, even though they don't have the best defense. The Chiefs have the best quarterback in the division. I would say the Chargers have the best defense in the division. The Broncos are nothing. Oh my God, the Broncos are nothing. Congratulations to the Broncos. You fooled all of us. I mean, no, I wasn't fooled. Come on now. I know the real. They beat my weak-ass Jaguars. They beat a bunch of other weak-ass teams. I'm not impressed by the Broncos whatsoever. When they played a good team, they lost. So, man, oh man. Yo, one of the things I try to emphasize to people is you got to be mindful of the shit you do on your spare time, okay? Like if you're a teacher, if you are a politician, if you work in law enforcement, you have a high-profile job, you're an athlete, you're whatever you are, you have to be aware of, not even aware, if you're involving yourself in any type of dirt, it's only a matter of time before the feds do a fucking sweep. The feds don't look. To all my subscribers, listeners, viewers, niggas who don't like me, niggas who do like me, I'm gonna say this once. The feds don't give a fuck about who you are, how much money you have, who you work for. If you are doing illegal shit for long enough, the feds will come knocking. Feds did a sweep. Real niggas linking up. Trail niggas linking up. Link up, my nigga. Let's link up. Okay, look. The feds don't play. The DEA doesn't play. When the feds come knocking, the feds have a 99. The feds conviction rate is high as fuck, okay? If the feds come knocking for your ass, I hope you have a good lawyer, okay? And the reason I bring this up is because time and time again, the Washington football team seems to be in the news for the wrong reasons. It was Monday, right? And the Washington fan base should be celebrating their second win of the season. They are number 2 in the division behind the Cowboys, ahead of the weak-ass Giants, and ahead of the weak-ass Eagles, okay? And even though this news was reported on Monday, which is why I'm talking about it on Tuesday's podcast, this incident in question happened on Friday. So the Washington football team's facility was raided by the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency. Like I said, apparently it happened on Friday, but the public was made aware to it on Monday. Their head trainer, Ryan Vermillion, is under criminal investigation by the DEA. The DEA didn't release any statements as to why he's under investigation, but they raided his townhouse and then they raided his place of work, which is a Washington team facility. And I don't know exactly what happened or what he did for this to happen, but come on now. You can put 2 and 2 together. If the DEA comes knocking, it's obvious he was traveling like a narcos or something drug-related. Either he's a trapper, a shipper, works for the cartel, is a part of the cartel, is the leader of the cartel, runs his own drug, whatever the fuck it is, it's looking really ugly for him. And in terms of his position with the Washington football team, oh yeah, he's probably as good as gone. Because think about it. If you work for somebody and your actions off the clock results with the DEA pulling up to that bitch, sticks and all that, just have agents running all through this bitch, you think you're gonna be here for much longer? Come on now. No. Like if you had a homie, like think about it. Scratch where you work at. If you had a homie, he comes over to your house. You guys are playing 2K, smoking a wood, politicking on some females, doing what niggas do. And the DA busts down through your door and arrest him, or even whether he gets out or not, are you not going to tell this nigga, look, bro, I don't know, most people, 95% of people, because there's still 5% of niggas that's on some weirdo shit. 95% of people are going to be like, hey, bro. I don't know what the fuck you have going on, but keep that shit the fuck away from me, okay? I don't give a fuck where you go, but don't bring that shit around me. I'm just getting a just negative aura, negative energy from your ass. And I don't fuck with the DEA. I don't fuck with the FBI. I don't fuck with the CIA. I don't fuck with Torrance PD. I don't fuck with LAPD. I don't fuck with Miami PD. I don't fuck with Jacksonville PD. I don't fuck with Minnesota. I don't fuck with no feds, no pigs, no law enforcement. I don't even fuck with parking enforcement, my nigga. Keep that negative shit the fuck away from me, my nigga. So that's what I expect the Washington football team to do as well. Hey, yo. Yeah, take your shit, clean your cubicle, get the fuck out, bro. Get your whole ass out. And the crazy thing about this whole situation is Vermillion was bought over by Ron Rivera, and because they spent so long and had a good standing relationship with each other as a result of the 9 years they spent together in Carolina. Vermillion is the head trainer of was the head trainer of the Washington football team, and Ron Rivera credited him with the fact with his fight with cancer. Said he was very, very helpful, very instrumental in him being able to get to where he's at right now in the stage of his recovery, and credited him that last season he was really, really big on the team's fight against COVID. If I remember, Washington had some of the lowest cases of COVID within their locker room. And that was a credit to him. Nevertheless, I'm not gonna say I don't really know what to say to him. I kind of don't feel bad for him because he's rich. Not rich, but he's obviously makes way more money than me. I know he's getting paid at least. The head trader for teams make like anywhere from like 400,000 to somewhere around 7. So he's getting paid wealthy. I hope he has a good lawyer. Free the homie, fuck 12, I guess. I don't really know what else to say. And that concludes today's podcast. My name is Michael DeLu. Today was episode 70. Man, time is flying. I remember when I first started this shit. Now I'm up to 70 fucking episodes. But thanks to those who are supporting. Thanks to those who are watching. Long live Kobe. Long live Gigi. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. Woo. Movie. Viral. Tell everybody you know about this podcast. Stop playing. Y'all smell that? Y'all smell that? No? You want to smell that? Basketball season is almost fucking here. Let's go, nigga. Let's show stand up, nigga. Hey, tell everybody you know about my fucking podcast and stop playing, man. I'm the realest, nigga. Fuck Stephen A. Smith, nigga. Fuck that nigga. Tell anybody you know that likes sports to tap in, bro. Stop playing. Stop playing. I'm out of this bitch.